The ongoing probe into the bungled mosquito net tender was yet again treated to a circus of blame game, as the former Medical Services Principal Secretary Peter Tum told the Senate Health Committee that he had no role in the entire tender process. Stephen Latour reports.
My name is Dr. Andrew Muller.
Former Medical Services Principal Secretary Peter Tum, who has since been moved to sports docket, appeared before the Jackson Mandago-led Senate Health Committee has been probing the bungled mosquito net tender. PS Tum was taken to task over what was his role in the procurement of the mosquito nets and the change in tender specifications that occasioned the cancellation of the multi-billion shillings tender by Global Fund.
Malaria and TB functions were assigned to the State Department for Public Health and Professional Standards, while HIV function was assigned to the State Department of Medical Services.
Senator Weaver questioned why, despite the malaria nets tender being under the public health docket, the Director of Medical Services was being copied all correspondence.
Your State Department is not involved in this procurement process. But then Global Fund on termination decides to write to you from the blue.
I learned of the failed nets procurement process in a report that was sent to me through the email by the Global Fund, and I have attached that report, Chair, in my submission.
The Senate then held a meeting with officials from Treasury and Global Fund. Global Fund had floated a 3.7 billion shillings for the tender to supply 10.2 million mosquito nets for the malaria mass campaign that was to kick off this November to July next year.
Who advised the then PS to write to KEMSA to tell KEMSA that they had omitted this PPO, yet you're the primary recipient of the funds, yet you're the one who goes through the pre-tender requirements and you notify the Ministry of Health.
Even as we were confused. One, honorable member, KEMSA is our agent.
I think will you allow me to interject?
Global Fund told the senators that they suspected mischief when letters from the Ministry of Health on change of specifications were written directly to KEMSA and ignoring Global Fund or Treasury.
You can see that letter which they had written to give us requisition and specification. They had written direct to our PS. But the one which, to change specification, they wrote direct to KEMSA. Reason nobody knows. Why? Because even they did not copy to our PS, so we could not have talked to them. All what we did is because we came to realize through KEMSA. KEMSA is the one who forwarded that letter to us. They have been advised by the ministry. And even I was asking my officers, how can they write to you direct, and yet you know you are our agent?
The Senate holding the rest of the session in camera to probe to gather finer details in the scam. Stephen Latour, Citizen TV.
The government has announced a raft of measures